this is the driveway to Melody Farms, which was a 1,200-acre estate from the meatpacking magnate J. Ogden Armour. Is located in Lake Forest, Illinois. It was started in 1908 and it was completed in 1909. It was once the largest estate in Illinois, costing approximately $10 million to build and landscape. So we're going to walk the entire driveway area here. It has a bridge, and then it ends at the Italian Renaissance Mansion, which is now part of Lake Forest Academy. That's Waukegan Road behind me. And then this was the gate entrance right here. Oh, got the camera strap in there. You can hear the trains, and that's where it used to go. Where the bridge goes over is where the trains go underneath. It's part of the Lake Forest open lands area. You can see how big the property is. So here's where I came in, down around the houses here, over here, and then I believe I have to go over the train tracks here, which they don't have a map of because that's part of Lake Forest Academy and the Lake Forest Forest Preserve. Now I'm inside of the gate. You can see there's a couple buildings here. There's the main gate. And from what I read online, this pink building was the Gatehouse and is now as the administrative offices. So here's the hours here. Pretty much 8 to 4. It's closed Saturdays and Sundays, which is surprising. You imagine the views here when this was all lined with trees up the driveway. They have all the different books. They have multiple properties, so I don't want to go through the whole thing and leave mud everywhere, but very warm, and I don't think you can go upstairs. I think that's private. Oh, and there's actually a downstairs as well, which is probably private. Theirs is actually closed right now. So the office behind me is for the Lake Forest Open Lands Nature Preserves. I'm trying to get these gates again. Oh, and here's the building from the outside. These are just massive gates. So let's go on the walk here. I think it's actually easier to go this way to kind of walk through. Probably gonna be a little sloppy. No biking or dogs. I have neither, so we're good. So I believe the road went straight through here. We're going off to the side here. So there's this whole building here, and there's like statues and such. So we'll just continue on here. Just very peaceful in here. A little bit of residual snow left. So this entire estate is 1,200 acres. There's two 10-acre ponds, and like I said, the Italian Renaissance Mansion, which we'll see. We cannot go into it. And we got to stay just in that area because the school's in session and they bought it. But they do let you kind of go over there and check it out. Here's another building we're coming up to. I believe this is for, in the summer they have like small animals like guinea pigs and rabbits and stuff. So we can go take a look at this really fast. It's actually a really nice day today. So this is the Hunter Family Education Outpost, dedicated by the Hunter family. And they have stuff for kids to do in there and stuff, so yeah, it's locked, so can't go in there. So we'll just continue on the walk here. This will probably take about 10 minutes, and I'll just splice the video so it's not boring. So it's 40 degrees today, probably like 42, so for Illinois that's nice and warm and it's easy to walk in this. Makes it a little bit sloppy though with the snow on the ground, and then the path isn't paved, it's just grass, as you can kind of see down here. But it's not a crazy long walk, so. And once we get to the Lake Forest Forest Reserve portion, it'll be the crushed limestone, and that kind of drains a little bit easier than the grass here. You can see how far we've gone already. And we still got a ways to go. That's where we came from. And then there's a road that cuts through, or a path that cuts through here. So I'm not sure if this was a road at the time, or if it's a maintenance, or if it was a maintenance then. So this is a bike connection to Lake County Forest Reserve. So through this path you can kind of cross through here, but you can't ride through it. Just kind of crossing through it to get to the Lake Forest Preserve. So continuing on the trail path here, they have this little like seating area, kind of like a council area. Yep, council ring. See if we can get that closer. That's right here. So I know they used to have a rowboat out here. They probably pull it in the winter time. They use the boat for kids who are here on field trips and different stuff like that. You can see people have walked across it. It's 40 today, so it's not safe to. Oh, you can actually see down over here. It's actually more water. Little island there. So that's one of the ponds. Again, I would walk across it, but not when it's 40. It's just not safe. So this is where we came from. The lake and the council's here. And then this is part of the old roadway, or the old driveway actually. It probably had to be almost a mile. And they actually had their own train station when we get up to the train. It's all gone now, but so when people would visit, the train would actually stop so they could go to the Italian Renaissance mansion. Today it's used mainly for weddings and special events. There used to be where you could see underneath here part of the roadway left, but the grass and nature have taken over. Actually here you can see some of the crushed stone where the driveway used to be. Kind of all underwater, and then there's some grass growing over it, but it's still there underneath. And they've obviously built massive homes around this estate, but this area they kept as a open area, which is nice, so everyone can actually enjoy it. And you can see there was a foundation, and there used to be like bathhouses and things like this. So I don't know what this foundation was exactly, but it's from the time period, and it's all concrete underneath the benches here. Would be nice if there were signs as to what these things were, but I'll see if I can find it online. If I can, I will put a title across what it was when it was actually the Armour estate. I don't know if any of these trees are the original ones, probably not, because it was 115 years ago. But supposedly this driveway was tree lined the whole way. And Jans Jensen did all the landscaping around here. That's a freight train coming through. We're gonna go over that bridge in a minute. Multiple directions we can go. I've done this before walking it, and I know I want to get to the bridge over here. So we'll go this way. So we'll go up over the bridge, and then we'll be Lake Forest Preserve area for a short section, and then Lake Forest Academy, which obviously I can't shoot anything in or around the school, but I believe I can kind of walk through where the mansion was. It's actually really nice looking. There's a lot of historical like statues in that. Most of them are weathered pretty bad, but there's columns. There used to be multiple pools, but we'll see what we can see. So you can see all the area here that they had. As far as you can see, and this is all just for gardens and a driveway up to the home. We are coming up at the end of the Lake Forest Nature Preserve area, and now we're going into the Lake County Forest Preserve area. Oh, by the way, this is called Melody Farms. I don't even know if I put that in there. But again, this is the same sign that we saw before. So we drove in here to the P, and then walked down by the house, down over here, and now we're at the bridge right here. What's kind of nice is they have this bench here, and you can overlook where before the river bends. So just relaxing on the bench here, taking a little break. It's very peaceful and quiet. Again, no dogs, no bikes, except for that one section you can kind of slice through it, but you're actually not on the trail, you're just cutting through. Nice blue skies, 40 something degrees. So we'll continue on our walk here. Placard. So in 1999 they went through and they replaced. You can kind of see the design. They copied it, but it was all punched out here just because of being 100 years old. So what they did is, you could see the difference in the concrete here. This part's new, that part's old, and this is old. And then here's a little creek or stream that's cutting through. Here's the other side of the bridge. And there's a river bend. And down over here is a chair I was just sitting in. Stream's frozen over right now. Now we're in the Lake County Forest Preserve bike trail. It goes this way all the way down to Buffalo Grove, I believe. And then this way it goes all the way north to the Wisconsin state line. I think it's like 30 something miles one way. It's a good trek. So you can walk, there's all different paths through here. Some are paved like this one, and other are crushed sandstone. So I'll give you a picture here of the Lake County Forest Preserve. And this is Middle Fork Savanna. You can see we're all the way down here, and it goes all the way up. And this is just a 176, but it goes farther than that. Oh, here, and here's the Lake Forest Academy. So we're gonna go down from here over the bridge, or over the railroad tracks, which is a bridge, and then down to the Lake Forest Academy. That's a pretty big bridge, actually. So there's an overlook, there's a Lake Forest Academy, and then this connects to the Town Line Community Park, which is off of Route 60. So here's this really nice overlook that they put in. Couple seats. So the Middle Fork Bridge and Trail connection was made possible by these different grants. Oh, even the Chicago Bears. Here's some information on the Middle Fork Savannah Bridge and Trail connection. There's the trail, there's a couple people walking out there. And we'll continue on now to the bridge. So this was actually a pretty big piece, this connection, because it got you over the railroad track safely. And there was no other way except going north probably about 5 miles and getting across the tracks with a crossing. So this was a much needed bridge, so luckily they got it pushed through. So over here you can see the old bridge structure and the decorative concrete work there. So what was nice is even though it was mostly caved in across the train bridge, the footings of the bridge were actually still intact here with this ornamentation across the train bridge. So they put all new footers on both sides of where the old bridge was, put this new trestle up and over the tracks, and now bike and pedestrian traffic can make it over safely. So here's the center point of the bridge, because there's a road on the side of the tracks. So you can kind of see no trains coming right now, but it's a pretty busy line, so maybe on the way back we'll see one. And then this is looking north. Get through the fence here and kind of see it there, and part of the trail. So we'll just continue down here. We'll see if we see one. It's a very cool bridge. Probably put it in maybe 8 years ago. I'll put the date across the bottom of when they put this bridge. It was a big deal. They had to shut down the rail line for a couple hours at like 2 o'clock in the morning and have a crane lift this entire structure here. I think it's 2 or 3 pieces, probably 3 pieces, and get it all in place all in a couple hours. And then obviously shore it up and everything just to get the structure over the tracks without bringing the line down for too long. Up on Lake Forest Academy, which is part of the house that used to be here. I mean, there was horse stables, there was gardens, multiple pools, massive home, I forgot how many car garage. And don't forget, this was started in 1908 and finished in 1910 for the Armour Meat Company, the actual CEO. I'll put his name down below. I forgot what his actual first name is. But it's actually a massive estate. And all this was like pristine gardens, everything that I've been walking. It's all been grown over now, but at the time it was like kind of like a showcase or like a botanic gardens. And this is just a public walking space, so it's just by the actual house. Especially if there's a wedding, they won't let you in. But I think they'll let me in now because it's like a weekday and there's probably nothing going on there. So we'll continue walking here. And next shot should be at the Renaissance Mansion. You can see here's one of the 10-acre lakes. I can see the building way out there. So we don't have too much farther to go. Again, unsafe to walk across, but a couple days ago it would have been fine when it was like 20. There's a train cutting through. So from the lake, they actually put a new bench here. Friends of Academy Woods and Lake Forest Academy. So they've built some houses, some new school buildings. But here's the Renaissance building. Here's the Italian Renaissance building. Really a massive building. Look at it from the side. I think there's a library in here and stuff. Like I said, they use it as a wedding hall during the weekends. This has got amazing architecture. I don't see any signs that say you can't come in here. I believe it's open where you can walk around, just as long as you don't go in the building or in any of the classrooms. You can see how the Italian Renaissance influence. And on the left and right here, these used to be pools over here. They've actually like restored a lot of the concrete work here. So this and the one on the right over here used to be a pool, or multiple pools, and then there was one in the center which is still a pool. But they don't really fill it with water anymore. They just go down around here. I know there was like rose gardens and horse trails and things like that. Oh, here's some of the statues. So this probably went to a garden here. It was an entrance. Let's go on this side so we can get the actual statues better. You can see like the new concrete, so they are trying to preserve as much as they can. Pretty cool. So again, I think this probably went to a garden, because I know on the other side it did. You can see how weathered they are. Like the faces are kind of gone. So here's the end of the two pools here. So it was two and then it went to one pool. Decorative area here, which I'm sure had a statue of some sort, or maybe a fountain with so much ornate detail. Not sure what that was. A ram head maybe? Yeah, it kind of looks like a ram head. Yeah, this was probably a fountain because it had the collection bin below it. Gotta watch where you're walking because of the snow. And these they've kind of rebuilt somewhat because they used to be falling in, which is nice that they're putting an effort into restoring it. So this here that you're going up on, underneath us, well, first here's the pillars. They used to be circular, now they're rectangle. I believe they were. And then this is kind of like the pool over here. You can see how big it was. I don't believe they fill it anymore with water. I don't know if there's a crack and it won't hold water or what, but they don't do that anymore. And one of the ponds comes back here. Hopefully this can capture the ceiling. Kind of go here, and I think this is dead center right here. You can see you'd walk down to the pool here. It has a massive building here with all the columns and gardens and pillars. And this is just where the house was. Like around it they had horse stables and all kinds of other different things. See the old box here for electrical. Maybe phone, I don't know. Here comes a car. Hopefully they're not gonna kick me out. So down here, this actually had an opening, and it was actually the boathouse to go out onto the lake. You can see they're doing a lot of restoration here. They got those circular balls they're going to be putting back up. Then here's some more garden area over here. Oh, encased area with the border around it. This was like a rose garden or something. And again, this one led to the water as well down here. So we'll go walk down there. These are the original steps, you can tell. 115 years old. Well, 60 now because it's 2026. It's nice that some of the old stuff still remained. I mean, just for that amount of time in the Chicago area winters and everything. Yeah, you can see these will have to be replaced. They're down to the rebarb here. And then down to the water again. And you can see this walking path here goes all the way up around the gardens. And the house is back in there. So there's the house right there. Here's where we walk. There's the boathouse in the center. So we'll continue up this way and see what else there is to see. I love these old pillars here. You can see it used to line the whole area because there's the foundations for them all. These obviously didn't make it. But hopefully at some point they'll get them all rebuilt. But I believe it's a non-for-profit, so it's pretty high cost of doing that. Here's some right here. Although I'm in the shadow there, so. And here's some more that are still standing. Which is kind of nice. A little swampy here. Let me go up over the side. There's some more original steps. Kind of caving in there. Again, you can see here where the wall's been fixed. So they are doing work on it, which is really good. To the side, where this round thing is, I just turned, but you can see here's another entrance, which was probably yet another garden. I mean, it's bringing some of it back, but nothing really with the garden stuff at this point. Oh, here's some more statues here. I know that they had a daughter and a son, and I believe these were monuments to them. It's like a jewelry box she's sitting on. And then the son has his dog. And I can't make out what else. See the dog there. And then there's the son. That's pretty cool. Here's a third pool next to the first one we saw when we walked in. This must have been so grand to see all this. In 1928, they did consider making this a golf course, but that fell through. So then the school ended up getting the property. You just see how far that place was. Well, that's where they store and have all the food stuff. Again, I don't think it's open. Back of the building here. So they'd come out here, and then all the pools and gardens and everything were over here, which is pretty amazing. Maybert Oswellie Richards, a helpful builder of Lake Forest Academy, 1913 to 1924. Cool building. You can see the trellises up there are opened up. There's heading back over the bridge. See if any trains are coming. So I plan in 2026 to do more hiking and destination videos. So put in the comments if that's the kind of things you guys want to see in 2026. Just trying to define how I want the channel to go. But I really like being out in the outdoors when it's nice out. Like today's only like 45, but it's like beautiful. So very muddy, as you can see down there. But I don't mind doing the hiking videos and kind of find it nice to kind of just relax and be out in nature when it's nice out. So put in the comments if you want me to do hiking videos in 2026.